I'm being creative. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have some work to do. Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages?
Tom Green was once the in-your-face comedian whose shocking antics and questionable behavior practically defined a generation. Beloved by kids looking for edgy kicks and scorned by any reasonable adult,
Tom Green making David Spade look like Jim Carrey and Jim Carrey look like Laurence Olivier.
The MTV star turned comedy into an extreme sport, and for a while, he was everywhere. It's hard to imagine how a celebrity of his magnitude could suddenly vanish. So where exactly did Tom Green go? Before we break down the Bum Bum song, be sure to hit like and subscribe below to keep up with all our Nerdstalgic videos. Born and raised in Ontario, Canada, Tom Green began performing stand-up while still in high school. But like many teens, his interests shifted and he headed to college, and he found a new creative outlet. During his brief stint as a local hip-hop artist,
Bones, rocking the microphone. I'm like a king on the throne, only thing is I stand alone.
Green hosted a college radio program. There in the studios of Ottawa University, Green met Glenn Humplick. Bonding over their shared sense of humor and musical interests, Green and Humplick pooled their efforts and started the Midnight Caller Show. On the program, Green fielded calls and ruthlessly messed with his audience.
What the hell is this? Like, you hung up on me for no reason. I'm upset about that. I'm baiting the walls.
You're sensitive.
He's sensitive.
What? Although Howard Stern was the notorious heavyweight in the world of shock jock radio, Tom Green began incorporating prank calls and madcap humor into his act to hilarious results. These bizarre late-night radio sessions became a staple for bored students because at the time, prank call comedy was oddly booming across North America, with multiple platinum-selling albums by the Jerky Boys as well as underground favorites Roy D. Mercer and Longmont Potion Castle. Tom Green's public nuisance humor was a natural fit. Eventually, Green's comedic interests developed beyond the radio dial. The next logical step was for Green and Humplick to jump to the small screen, and thus the Tom Green Show was born.
It's your show, Tom. I'm hoping you know what's going on.
Yeah, well, I don't. This is the guy that tells me what's going on. No. You nervous now?
I haven't told you what's going on tonight, have I? Oh my God.
Initially appearing on the Ottawa Public Access channel, the low-budget talk show brought Green's physical comedy to the forefront. One of Green's many contributions to modern comedy was his on-the-street comedy tactics. These days, street prank humor is ultra-prevalent with acts like Billy Eichner and Eric Andre stalking the public sector, but in the early 90s, this approach to humor was radically fresh.
Mom, I'm lost. Mom, I'm lost. Mom, I'm up at the front, Mom.
Bolstered by hometown fame, Green and friends escaped public access, and by 1999, the Tom Green Show found a new home, one that would bring his extreme comedy to the States. During Tom Green's golden period, MTV viewers were treated to a veritable talk show from hell. Featuring brutal pranks and gross-outs galore, watching the Tom Green Show felt dangerous.
You can't do that.
What's that? Oh, I'm just eating the marshmallow. I'm just eating the marshmallow.
Yeah, but this product is not intended for that.
Viewers couldn't look away from the horror and hilarity in watching Green humiliate Glenn Humplick. From endorsements to late-night guest spots to his jokey single The Bum Bum song taking over MTV, it was only a matter of time before Green made it to the silver screen. Starting with Road Trip in the year 2000, Green landed his first major motion picture appearance. In the teen sex comedy, he serves as both narrator and jester in the film's raunchy proceedings and was a key factor in its cult status. With his mouse-gargling performance and an ending so juvenile it's hard not to laugh, Tom Green was as unfiltered as ever. Later, he was offered a role in an even bigger film. Kicking off the holiday season, Charlie's Angels saw the comedian playing love interest to his real-life future romantic partner, Drew Barrymore. And if anyone thought Green might turn in a normal performance for a mainstream film, well, they were sorely mistaken.
Morning. Chad. Sweet Chad.
I figured we could have a little breakfast.
Just when the Canadian yuckster seemed poised to become an American comedy mainstay, Green made an announcement that shocked his fans. After receiving a cancer diagnosis, he halted production on the show. Although he remained a frequent guest on the channel, this sudden disappearance of new episodes was a major blow. Shortly after this sad turn of events, Green released what some considered to be his magnum opus, for better or worse.
I can work backwards fast as you can. I can work backwards fast as you can.
Dad, what? God, name are you doing, you stupid little man? Wait!
Freddy Got Fingered, the rotten brainchild of writer, star, and director Tom Green, gives new meaning to the concept of creative freedom. The film's budget was bigger than anything the comedian had worked with, and fans of his work could not have been more primed to see their favorite shock comedian go all out on the big screen. Unfortunately, Freddy Got Fingered was the first and last time Green would bring his insanity to an audience of such magnitude. With abysmal reviews and poor word of mouth from even his biggest fans, Tom Green's foray into filmmaking was nothing short of a disaster. Perhaps antagonizing the audience with repetitious jokes and randomized one-liners wasn't the best way to approach a comedy blockbuster. Or maybe the film's young fans simply snuck into the R-rated feature without paying for tickets, as Green has long maintained. There are even those who speculate that Freddy Got Fingered may have just been ahead of its time.
Sorry, kid, I don't think this is gonna work out.
Don't call me kid. I am an animator. I'm an animator. Hey?
In recent years, the film has seen something of a critical reevaluation. Whether Green intended to make a statement on artistic freedom and censorship while nestled in a deer carcass, well, that's up for debate. But regardless, the Black Sheep comedy flick was recently hosted in the prestigious film catalog of the Criterion Channel. After his first box office bomb, the comedian produced the Tom Green Cancer Special for MTV. On the extended episode, viewers were treated to a softer, more human portrait. The special touched many who tuned in, and for a moment, it seemed as though Green might recapture an audience slipping from his grasp. That was until a new MTV darling rode into town.
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass.
3, 2, 1, go!
When Jackass began airing, fans of the Tom Green Show found an instant replacement for their fallen favorite. With crazier stunts, bigger bangs, and more street-level depravity than ever before, the Jackass impact was instantaneous. Though Jackass has its own storied history, it's impossible not to consider Tom Green's influence. From parent-based pranks to barnyard hijinks, the similarities between the Tom Green Show are abundant. Once it was announced that Green had recovered from his illness, fans assumed MTV was big enough for both shows. What sounds better than chasing the latest Tom Green gag with a new stunt from Knoxville and the gang? Well, as it would turn out, Green had other ideas. After a short fill-in for Letterman on The Late Show, the comedian decided to try his hand at the late-night trade. Starting in 2003, the new Tom Green Show debuted on MTV, and though it shared space with Jackass, the update to Green's former Laugh Fest was decidedly more subdued. This attempt at an earnest, conversation-based program didn't sit well with MTV viewers. The ridiculous nature of Green's persona was sorely missed, and at the time, the new format seemed like a betrayal. Following a painful public meltdown over a desk-destroying prank gone wrong,
No, I hope they're prepared for pay for it, because I'd be awesome. I'm pissed off right now. No, I'm actually kind of really pissed off right now.
many wondered what had happened to their former favorite. MTV may have had the same thought because during its first year, the new Tom Green Show was unceremoniously canceled. As Green's once bright star began to fade, he attempted to bring his crude persona back to movie theaters with a supporting role in critical stinker Stealing Harvard. The film is mostly forgotten, but the comedian does breathe some life into its muddled heist plot. Green's next starring role would suffer an even steeper decline though, as Bob the Butler was denied a theatrical release. The family comedy was instead relegated to the Disney Channel after being neutered of any bawdy elements. And from there, it may seem like Green really did disappear. Rarely before or since has a celebrity so prevalent fallen by the wayside. But beneath the surface, away from the glare of studio lights, Tom Green continued to innovate. TomGreen.com, a long-running digital streamer developed by Green in the mid-2000s, is the baseline for modern podcasts. On the show, the comic offers familiar pranks with a refined edge and a lighter touch. He seems more at ease as host to a variety of oddball conversations, and now with the implementation of video elements to pods, Green's stream is an obvious precursor to modern podcast channels. Though he kept one foot in the comedy world, Green did physically disappear in some respects. In recent years, the comedian moved to a 100-acre farm in Ontario and began traveling across the Americas in a van with his dog. From the road or on his land, Green continued to produce his show. But these days, the pleasure of Tom Green comes more from his views on freedom, simple living, and a boundless energy for conversation. That's not to say the comedian has completely vanished from the public eye. Outside the States, Green is still a popular figure in the Great White North. His brief pop-ins on reality TV are always a hit, and it must be said that Tom Green is the best darn guest judge in Canada's Drag Race history.
My mommy made me a costume. I played the wind
And it was just like that.
There is something oddly fascinating about the comedian's rise and fall. Where most flash-in-the-pan success stories seem frivolous in hindsight, Green's importance only deepens with time. Would Conan O'Brien have a podcast today without TomGreen.com? Could Tim Heidecker's Office Hours livestream exist without Green? Who can say? But even Joe Rogan himself claims that his experience on Green's show inspired him to create his own. With renewed consideration of his talents, maybe we'll see Tom Green again someday. Perhaps with a little history, we can appreciate him in a whole new light. Until then, keep your eyes peeled for Green's comedic influence all around us. But be warned, once you start looking, you might never see modern comedy quite the same.
I'm sorry, friend of Starfish, but there's only one captain of this love boat. That captain is me. Chad.
And that's it for this week's episode. So what do you think? Could Tom Green still make a comeback? What was your favorite moment from the Tom Green Show? Let us know in the comments below, and as always, please subscribe to the channel to keep up with all our Nerdstalgic videos.